feel this sense of great loss about the home that I always had. It's just gone. I'll never be able to feel safe here again.
Right now, this morning, people living in Monterey Park are trying to figure out why a gunman would open fire inside a dance hall as a group of mostly Asian Americans celebrated the Lunar New Year.
Right now, flags at the White House are at half staff in honor of those victims, the 10 people killed in that shooting. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Netta Iranpour.
And I'm Chris Groh, in for Eric Connert. The nation saw its 33rd mass shooting of this new year in Monterey Park Saturday night. Now, this is a developing story, but this is what we know right now. 10 people were killed and 10 were injured. The suspect is dead. Police say that he took his own life. A motive at this time is still not known.
And CBS 8's Brian White has been live at this scene. He's joining us now from Monterey Park. You've been there since yesterday, Brian. What are the latest developments now?
Well, we're here across the street from the Stardance studio here where this tragedy unfolded Saturday night. Now, while the crime scene tape has been removed and the streets have been opened back up, that doesn't mean people here in Monterey Park are feeling anything close to normalcy, as the mood out here is overwhelming sadness and grief for those who lost their lives at the dance hall.
I really feel so sad, you know. It really want to make me cry, you know.
I feel horrible, you know. A lot of things happen, crazy people, I don't know.
Investigators continue their work today to determine what motivated the gunman to open fire inside the dance hall, a mass shooting that left 5 women and 5 men dead while injuring 10 others. Authorities say all the victims were middle-aged or older.
Suddenly heard the boom, 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 boom.
Hattie Pung was at the Star Ballroom dance studio when the shots rang out.
You will see the body already, several lying there.
The LA County Sheriff said 20 to 30 minutes later, the suspect entered the Lai Lai Ballroom about 3 miles away, where 2 men wrestled the gun away from the suspect before he fled in a white van. That white van was eventually tracked down in Torrance, where police say 72-year-old Hu Can Tran took his own life as a SWAT team moved in. People have been leaving flowers and candles outside the dance hall in honor of those who lost their lives here.
I know people need to talk about it. I think mental health stuff is so real and so difficult in the Asian American community, Chinese community in particular, to get there.
Last night and during the overnight hours, a search warrant was served at the suspect's home in Hemet, which is about 75 miles away from here.
Again, outside the building is where people have been placing bouquets of flowers and candles to honor those victims. The community will be holding a candlelight vigil tonight at 7 o'clock outside City Hall here in Monterey Park. Reporting live in Monterey Park, Brian White for CBS 8. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Brian. The devastation and pain being felt in Monterey Park following that shooting is also being felt right here in San Diego.
This morning, Councilmember Kent Lee, who's of District 6, is now weighing in. He spoke with our own Dana Marie McNichol this morning. Dana Marie, what did he have to say?
Well, he shared with us in the wake of this tragedy, it's really important to share a sense of solidarity and support in a community sense. He shared with us how this tragedy in Monterey could really affect people here in San Diego, but especially ways where we could show our help.
You know, on the eve of a major holiday and following years of this sort of uptick in anti-Asian hate, that is going to create a lot of nervousness, discomfort, fear in some cases for folks of, you know, how this all might be tied together. But it also, I think, is a good reminder that the response typically that we've seen from the community, that we know will continue to be the case, has been one of resiliency and one of, you know, recognizing that people need to come together.
Now, Councilmember Kent Lee shared with me that he's the 4th member in history of the council that is Asian American descent. He says although he's only been in office for a little over a month, representing the areas of Kearny Mesa, Mira Mesa, the Convoy District where I am right now, Scripps Ranch, Sorrento Valley, and University City, he recognizes how important this time is for those communities he serves, pointing out the strong Asian American influence here. When the shooting first happened, Lee was immediately in touch with the mayor, Chief Nisley, and and San Diego police. He says in general, there was already law enforcement present at many of the Lunar New Year celebrations already, but with the request of some organizers, presence will be stepped up this weekend. Here in San Diego, the Lunar New Year is celebrated in beautiful ways over the next month, and now more than ever, he expressed the importance of participating.
We've had celebrations this last weekend. We have celebrations continuing for the Lunar New Year throughout the next couple of weeks. And what we would want to share with folks is to encourage them to still take part in those celebrations, to recognize the importance of this sort of period of time, and also take this opportunity to really connect as a community.
And he suggests heading out to the Chinese-Vietnamese Lunar New Year celebration. That's the San Diego Tet Festival. It's this weekend. It's a free event over a span of 3 days. He said he's going to be there with his family and really does encourage those to come out, enjoy the food, learn about the culture, and experience and come together in support for what happened in Monterey. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from the Convoy District.
Thank you so much, Dana Marie. And new this morning, take a look at this. Photos just into our newsroom. It shows Governor Gavin Newsom at the site of the mass shooting in Monterey Park. He also visited with families at the reunification center, as well as some residents who were affected by this tragedy. And the governor is also calling for gun reform at a national level. The governor has ordered flags at all state buildings to be flown at half-staff in honor of the victims. In the meantime, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria says there are no threats locally, but he is monitoring the situation along with Police Chief David Nislight and Councilmember Kent Lee to ensure the safety of Lunar New Year events. Chief Nislight says there will be an increased police presence during festivities here.